Welcome back to the channel, and if you guys want to know how to get the best FM23 youth intakes, have I got a video for you. Right, the first guy we need to talk about on this video is the head of youth development. He is in charge of your intakes. He is the most important staff member at your club for the intakes. So we have Bobby Hassel, Barnsley legend, ex-Barnsley player. As you can see, he's very good, working with youngsters 16, judging player ability 15, judging player potential 20. Now, they're all the things that you desire, really, as the head of youth. As you click on that, it shows you what they need. So, he's really good. So I don't want to replace him, but for the sake of the video, we're going to replace him because I'm going to, straight away, I'm going to tell you the most important part of this whole video, right? Just so you guys get it at the first start of the video. So, if we go into staff, responsibilities, advice and reports, and then we look at this one here, and we hover our mouse over it, and it says, brings through the next generation of young players coming through the ranks at the club. Now, that is the person in charge of the intakes. Now, you can make this your director of football, your under-18s manager, your technical director, your assistant manager, or your head of youth development. Now, you probably want your head of youth development, right? So that's fine, no problem. He's there, confirm, all good, not a problem. But if you've just started a new save, or if you're in your normal save and you think that your intakes are not being very good, and you think, do you know what? I'm going to have a look, see if I can get someone else in who's going to do a better job. Right. So what you do is you're going to go into there and you're going to go, all right, sorry, you're gone. Okay? So he's gone. And then what you want to do is you want to go into the staff search. So he's gone now. He's been sacked. Right. Sorry, Bobby. I'm not going to save it, so you're going to be back in a minute. Just for the purposes of the video as well. What I need to do is I need someone straight away that's just going to accept my offer outright. He should do it. Yes, there we go. Samuel Warrington, because it doesn't matter about who it is. Right, Samuel Warrington is here as my head of youth. Right, so that's the guy that I want for the new one. Right, okay. So now he's joined. If we go back into the previous menu of the staff and the responsibilities and the advice and reports, you are going to see something quite interesting. So, here he is. Staff, responsibilities, advice and reports. Can you see what it's done? It has now put my director of football on the youth development information. So now my director of football is in charge of my youth intakes when I've just hired a head of youth development. Now, it doesn't make sense. I wish that they would default this when you buy a new one, but they don't. So it's a dangerous one, so make sure you're looking at it. You might have gone through 10 seasons in your save, and you might not even have your head of youth development on your intakes. So you have to change it. It's the most important part of this whole video, but I'm putting it in first rather than at the end. So if you decide that this video, whatever, you don't get to the end of it, you've got the most important part at the start. Now, the rest of the video is absolutely fine anyway. There's a lot of good things to do, but I'm just saying is if you're one of those people with got the attention span or whatever, then you're going to get it right at the start of the video. But that is a massive thing. So when you sack your head of youth and you hire a new one, you have to go into that menu and change it manually. It doesn't do it automatically. So you might be missing out on potential gems. Now, that's finished. So I'm going to come to the second part of this first part, if that makes any sort of sense. So, Samuel Warrington. Let me just look at him. So, he is a guy that prefers 4-4-2, and he likes a direct playing style, vertical tiki-taka. So, this guy is going to produce more strikers than a guy that likes 4-3-3, because there's one striker in a 4-3-3, there's two strikers in a 4-4-2. So, when you're hiring your head of youth, bear in mind multiple things. His preferred formation, his reputation, and also his personality. And I'll tell you why his personality makes a difference. So, when you get players through, so let me have a look. I've not got many good players through, to be honest. Keenan Sunter, doesn't matter, right. This guy is a driven personality, 19 determination. On his favoured personnel, he's got Bobby Hassel, who's the guy that I've just sacked. So he was in charge. So Bobby Hassel had an influence on this guy, and I like to think that his personality helped. Make sure you get good staff members as well. Good coaches, good youth coaches, good fitness coaches. Every single staff member you get, apart from maybe physios and sports scientists, ones that are involved in training, make sure they've got good personalities. Now, I don't know if I've done that on this one because beggars can't be choosers, but fairly determined is not bad. Balanced is not great. So if we go down, fairly loyal, not great. But what you want is professional, resolute, model citizen, all those good ones, because when they come through your players, they will have coaches on their favoured personnel and they're going to rub off. So make sure you've got the best coaches in terms of personality. Make sure your head of youth is on your intakes because that's massive. Have a look at their preferred formation and have a look at their reputation too. So that's the first part of the video. And now we're going to go into a second part, which is totally different, and how to get the best youth intakes. But if there's any questions on the first part, let me know in the comments, and I will get back to you. So another way how to get better youth intakes is to go into your boardroom, well, the club vision page, and then make board request. And if you go into networking and affiliate club, and there's a few options to take. The one that you want, and the one that you guys should be doing is, let me have a quick read because I've just forgot. We should seek an affiliation with a club which can provide us a chance to recruit foreign youngsters. You click that. He says, no, no, no. I say, yes, yes, yes. And then he says, yes, yes, yes. Right. Hopefully your board says yes. And then we get this. So I will come back when the board give me the option to pick a team. So the board have finally got back to me, and these are the clubs that they think would be best. We've got a few from Germany, a few from Portugal, and one from France. So if we look on the make recommendation, also quick note, if you've been at your club for a long time, obviously I've only been here 3 seasons, this is the 4th season. If you've been there, I don't know how long it takes, 6, 7, 8 seasons, I don't know if there's a cut-off, I think it's just different for each board. But sometimes what they'll come back with and say is that you can pick your own affiliate club, and that's great because there's some very good clubs with very good facilities that you can use. But I have a choice of 5, so what we're going to do is we're going to click this and then have a look at this. So first of all, this is what you've got to look at. It says senior affiliate Barnsley, affiliate club Erzgebirge Au. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I'm saying it. Let's go with Sandhausen, it's easier. A link between Barnsley and Sandhausen would provide Barnsley with an improved chance of recruiting young talent from Germany, with Sandhausen sending youth players to gain experience in the Barnsley setup. Right? Okay, that's not as clear as this next part. These are what's the word? These are the stipulations of the contract, I suppose. It says Sandhausen may send academy players to train at Barnsley to gain experience. Now, academy players are players that you can't see yet, right? And then it says Barnsley may benefit with some of these players coming through their youth team ranks. So this is another way to get better youngsters. So if you find a club, if you've been at the club a long time and you get to pick your own, go and find a club from South America or somewhere, wherever you desire, and find a club with really good facilities. So you can, as you can see here, if I move myself really fast, just out of the way there into the centre, as you can see down here, there are the training facilities and the youth facilities. So what we can do is we can click, we can have a look. Who's got the best ones? It looks like Niort got great youth facilities. Varzim have good, and Sandhausen have good. Now, I think what it should do also is it should show the junior coaching and the youth recruitment. But I suppose we can check that ourselves, right? Fairly basic youth recruitment, not interested. Varzim in Portugal. Varzim have above average, not massively interested. Niort in France have average, not massively interested. These guys, fairly basic. And Oliver Ends have average. So I'm not a massive fan of any of those, really. So I would probably reject those and try again another time. But like I said, if you have a really good club there and you choose them, make sure you click the option that I went for in the first part of this video, this section, and then make sure you have a quick read up here. But it does say that Barnsley may benefit with some of these players coming through their youth ranks, which is great because you might have like a French baller come through, or a Portuguese one, or a German one, or wherever country you pick, in whatever area of the world you pick. So again, it's just another little way of trying to influence those youth intakes to try and get better players from other countries and to widen the scope of the players that you get. Just a quick one, guys, whilst we're in the middle of the video, if you're enjoying this video, all the other content, and the channel in general, then please hit that subscribe button down below. It'd be massively appreciated, and let's get back to the video. Right, now we come to the reputation of your club. So, as I've been promoted from League One to the Premier League, now my reputation is 3.5 stars. But also, obviously, Man City are 5 stars when I get to it, finally. 5 stars. So, the higher the team reputation, as I said in the first part, reputation is king. The higher the reputation, the better chance you have of getting better youngsters. That's probably why you see Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Ajax, PSG, all those massive clubs get the best youngsters. Now, it's not just because of the rep, not just, but there's more chance of better players with a higher reputation of your club. So results on the pitch directly affect your youth intakes. That's just a thing that happens. So Man City's hot prospect is Callum Boyce. Now, Callum Boyce looks absolutely brilliant. He's 18. He's come from the Man City academy. He's worth between 25 and 40 million. He's very fast, very, very good as a winger / striker. He's probably going to play for England, I'd imagine. He's capped at under 20 level, probably the next big thing in England. And the reason is because, not just the reason, but a massive reason as to why Man City have managed to get him through. And also David Kent there, who's also worth 30 million. Can you see? That's two 30, 40 million players in their youth intakes. And then there's obviously another one there that's 20 million, who's absolutely brilliant, if not as better. Man City are just like flooded. If you went to Bayern Munich, it's the same. Like I said, though, all those clubs, it's because of their club reputation. And I'll tell you why. And it makes sense, but I'll tell you why anyway. So, if Man City, if you're a young player, 14, 15, and you're in the youth intake, and a Man City come, they're looking for young players, and they're casting their net out, right? And they see all these players of high potential, and now they're going to try and get them all, right? So even the players that come through Man City's youth intakes that are 4 stars or 3.5 stars, they're going to be better than 5-star players in the Championship, because the stars are relevant to Haaland and De Bruyne, not Dwight Gale in the Championship or whoever's in the Championship. I can't think. He's the first player I thought of. So lower stars in the Premier League and Man City is better than 5 stars in the Championship. Not all the time, but most of the time. So Callum Boyce, if I scouted Callum Boyce as Man United or Arsenal or Chelsea, Liverpool, whatever, Callum Boyce would more than likely be 4 stars because he'd be rated up against, I don't know, Saka or Sancho, etc. So the 5-star reputation of Man City is going to cast their net out, and they're going to have the first pick because their reputation is the highest. If you're a young player and Man City are after you, you're going there, right? You just are, unless you're a Man United fan. But even then, you might still do it. And in Holland, Ajax the same. In France, PSG. So the higher rep of the club is massive and key. So the higher that can go, the quicker that can go, the better. You will notice it as well. I have noticed it a lot. Especially when I've gone from 2.5 stars to 3, I notice a big improvement in youth intakes, and 3 stars to 3.5 stars, I see a big change. 3.5 stars to 4, I don't see a massive change. 4 stars to 4.5, I don't see a massive change, and 4.5 stars to 5, I do see a bit of a change. But the most is 2.5 to 3 and 3 to 3.5. They're the biggest ones that I see. We also got Lee Porter in, who's very good for us. He's worth 9 million. He came through. He's like the star of my youth intake so far. But yeah, that is just a little part about the club rep and how it affects it all and how it goes about it. And at the end of the video, I'll pull it all together and I'll explain as to how everything works in tandem to bring it all together for the intake day. Right, guys, the next part of the video is from the forums of Football Manager, and it's by a man called Seb Wassel. He is on the SI staff. He's a researcher for Leeds, but he's basically a staff member. That's all you need to know. So thank you, Seb, for this. He doesn't know. I've not asked him. But it's on the forums in a public place, so he'll not mind. And it's a popular post for a reason. So this was in 2009 at the start, before FM20, and it's not changed since then. But this tells you exactly what everything's about. So we're going to scroll down, have a read, and hopefully you guys can understand more. So youth recruitment is the club's recruitment of juniors, those of home and foreign origin. So youth recruitment is how far your net goes out, right? So if you've got exceptional youth recruitment, that means if you're in England, you could probably find someone in South America or even Oceania or somewhere far over there, right? Or over there, I don't know, whatever. So the higher, think of the youth recruitment as a net that goes and then further out and further out. So you've got more people in the net, bigger net. Right. Youth facilities. The training facilities available for juniors only. So this does not apply. So your youth facilities does not apply to players that are already at the club and you can click on their profile. So the youth facilities are only available. They're used by the guys that you can't see yet that are coming through your academy under the hood, because there's an academy that's accumulating that you can't see, and then obviously in March or April or whenever you get your youth intakes, then they come through as visible players. So your youth facilities only applies to the people that you can't see yet. So remember that. All visible players at the club use the training facilities regardless of age. That's something that I didn't know. I thought youth facilities were for the under-19s, and I thought the training facilities were for the senior team and the reserves. But it's not the case. Training facilities is for everyone you can see. Youth facilities for people that you can't see yet. So that's good. Junior coaching. The quality and quantity of junior coaches at the club. Right. So junior coaching helps with current ability of players. So the quality and the quantity of junior coaches, it's basically just coaching their current ability. So obviously you have a current ability and a potential ability. Junior coaching helps with the CA, not the PA. That's for, I'm pretty sure that helps with the youth recruitment too, right? The PA will be the youth recruitment because it's a bigger net, so you can get better players. But the junior coaching is for how good the players will come through right now. So you might get a player, the higher your junior coaching, you might get a player through that can go straight into the first team. Jude Bellingham, like, for example, right? He came through it like whenever he went to the first team and he was good straight away. He was straight in, fine, no problem. The nation youth rating. So all nations in the world, in the game, have a youth rating. I'll put that in the link below. I'll pin that as a pinned comment so you guys can click on it and find all the countries' youth ratings. The potential maximum quality and quantity of juniors produced in that nation. So the higher the number, the more players produced, and the better the players they are, right? Game importance. So this is the only thing. You can't see this in game. It's only in the editor you can see this. How important football is considered to be in that nation. So there's like very important, and then there's something else, and then there's unimportant and very unimportant. So obviously England will have very important, for example, France, Brazil, etc. So they've got better players, and you look at San Marino, and it's probably very unimportant, so they don't produce as good players. So you can change that in the editor if you want before you start the save. Right. So producing Nugents. The clubs with the best youth recruitment will generally pick up the best junior talent from that nation first. The scale of that talent being determined by the nation youth rating and game importance, the things we just spoke about. The lower the youth recruitment, the further down the pecking order a club will find itself. Two clubs with identical youth recruitment will be sorted by club reputation, like I said. Being lower down this pecking order does not mean quality Nugents cannot be produced, it just lowers the chances. I think that's self-explanatory. Again, if you guys at any point don't understand anything, pause the video. Just let me know what it is that you don't understand. Put a comment and I will reply to every single comment as soon as I see it. Youth facilities and junior coaching then simulate and determine how that junior progresses in the club's system until a Nugent is produced and he appears in the game. It is at this point that the current ability and potential ability are decided. The above factors all contribute to both CA and PA equally. There you go. So like I said, the youth facilities and the junior coaching simulates how good they is with the current ability. Now, we go to the head of youth development. The club's head of youth is responsible for bringing Nugents into the club. He will influence what type of players are selected and can partially or fully pass on his personality to some of these Nugents. The type of players selected refers to a player's positioning style. For instance, a head of youth with a preferred 4-5-1 formation and a technical coaching style may produce more technically styled midfielders than another head of youth development. Makes sense. The head of youth development will also influence the rare freak or exceptional Nugents that come through, modifying their ability and style. This role is filled by the head of youth by default. However, if none is employed, whichever staff member is set to be responsible for youth development will fill this role. That's the part that we was talking about at the start, right? So if you sack someone, it gives it to someone else. Now, what they've forgot to do is when you hire a new head of youth, it should flick back, but it doesn't. So the first part of that video comes in with this part of the video, so make sure you do it. Like I said, it all ties into one. Hopefully you're still with me. Youth intake preview. In FM20, FM23, the Development Centre will provide a preview of the upcoming youth intake ahead of the day itself. This preview will provide some information on the general quality of the intake, positions that are either blessed with or lacking in quality, and other notable highlights. Now, we can take the intake previews with a bit of a pinch of salt, right? We've seen that they're not always as... I don't think they're supposed to be really accurate, but I'd like them to be a bit more accurate than they currently are. And the last part of this, it says junior player poaching. In FM2023, it is possible for juniors to be poached from another club's youth system. Now, we've all had that message where we get a youngster poached, right? This will most commonly occur from smaller reputation club to larger reputation club. When this occurs, an inbox item is received offering a few details on the player that has been poached. Poached players will appear in the next appropriate youth intake. So, what happens with that is, if we just quickly go back to the other screen there, back to this, and I put myself right back where I was. Oh, there we go. And we go back to FM. So that last part there we just mentioned. When you get a player poached, it will appear in your transfers and clauses, and you will have a player in there, and you'll be able to find him when you search through. Now, I've not got any, so I can't see them. These are all real life players. And as you can see, I'm dealing in a lot of clauses to try and stretch all my money. But a player will appear in there, and it will say you are owed 5% of the next thing. It's like a tribunal. When in real life, a player, like Chelsea take a player from Barnsley, I don't know, for £1 million and he's 14, 15, then Barnsley get like a tribunal and they get some money. As a quick recap, we're looking at the facilities. Obviously, that's massive. The training facilities for the first team, the youth facilities for the youngsters. So for this video, you want to be looking at youth facilities and recruitment, really. Academy coaching is how good they come through straight away. Obviously, the rep of your club, as we've just seen then, your head of youth development, what you want to be looking for is the preferred formation. If you play 4-3-3, look for someone that knows 4-3-3 or 4-5-1. Obviously, their playing style, look at their coaching style as well. To find a coaching style, I'm pretty sure you have to go onto here and put it in there. You can't find coaching style on the page, which is weird. So I think what you need to do is you go into coaching style. So it shows you there. If we just quickly do that. My head of youth there is an attacking coaching style. So he might produce more attacking players, right? So that's another thing you want to see. Because I can't see attacking on this screen here. It should be down there, shouldn't it? And again, another thing that they've not... I don't understand why. But make sure you look at that as well. Obviously, in this page, if you're hiring a new one, you can quite easily go and insert column. Coaching style. Pull that way. What's going on? There we go. There we go. Right, so Phil Jones, as his defending coaching style, which makes sense as he's a defender, he will produce probably more defenders. This guy more defenders. This guy more technical attack, better players. General is just like obviously a general, just all round. Mental. This guy will probably produce people with players with better mental attributes, which is really good. And then I think that's basically it. Tactical. That's attributes like mental attributes. Really, you're looking at like your anticipation and positioning, tactical things. But yeah, there's not much else. I think that's pretty much it. Fitness, yeah, the better players, physical, better attributes, which is very OP in the match engine. Overpowered, that is, if you're an older person like me. And yeah, so that's everything that's included. And until next time, thank you for watching. Goodbye.